See them coming to Cleveland. They're going to be playing the Masonic Temple. MasonicCleveland.com has got all the details for you. The show is Tuesday night, September the 19th at the Masonic. And caller 10, these are yours. 2 for Asking Alexandria and the Who. Good luck. 216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007.
They try to keep the fighting to a minimum, but only because the makeup sex would be awkward.
Well, I can never unsee that.
This is the Alan Cox Show, 100.7 double.
And if you haven't yet voted over in Cleveland Scene's Best of Cleveland 2023 in the category of Best Sports Talker, make sure you do so for our own Cody Brown, who finds himself in the company of other very established sports broadcasting figures.
I believe it's under
Cleveland.
Arts and Entertainment.
Arts and Entertainment.
I thought it was under People and Places.
I think it is under People and Places.
People and Places or Arts and...
But check them both, right? I mean, while you're there, you can vote for the Bill Squire Show and local podcast.
Yeah.
You can vote for Mary for Best Female Comedian. And but first and foremost, our own...
Bill Squire, Best Comedian, Best Male Comedian.
There you go.
And the Alan Cox Show for Best Radio
Don't
Show.
care about that.
The 100.7 and WMMS for Best Radio Station.
Don't care about that. The first and foremost, Poundcake.
Natalie Herbeck for Best
Absolutely.
Anchor.
Natalie Herbeck. She's a survivor. You know, she fell ill.
Mm-hmm.
She came back. Looks better than ever. Holy mackerel. But first and foremost, our own Cody Brown as Best Sports Talker.
Yeah, it's the last one in People and Places.
Mm-hmm.
There it is. I love it.
He is a people, not so much a place. Is he a place? Poundcake is a state of mind. Yeah. Alan, my old manager at Walmart, made $220K a couple years ago. Yeah, it's not bad.
That's crazy. I mean, you're dealing with so much, though.
You are. You're running the whole ship. That's right. Alan, sometimes I tune into the show for laughs and entertainment, and you fall short, but I still listen.
Aww.
Mostly because your show is slightly less annoying than RMG. Keep up the good work. Okay, well, listen. I'll take slightly less annoying, although most days I aspire to be slightly more annoying. So I consider that a failure on my part. So I have fallen short again, sir or madam. Not necessarily by your metric, but by my own. Speaking of the Masonic, by the way, that was where we did the 10th annual Alan Cox Show comedy tour. That was a while back. That was the last one we did. Our buddy Steve Byrne was the headliner. It would have been April of 2019. We did the 10th annual. People are constantly asking me if the Alan Cox Show comedy tour is ever coming back, and I honestly don't know. My money's on probably no. I don't ever hear it talked about around here anymore. But we had a great time at the Masonic. The Masonic is getting a facelift to the tune of $8 million.
Wow.
Whoa.
Now, we were there at the OG Masonic, although I think they did a couple of things to it before we did the 10th anniversary comedy tour. But Temple Live, which is the owner of the Masonic now, is going to spend $8 million rehabbing it. Upgraded sound and more. Well, yeah, I think probably and more.
Neat.
Yeah. So the general manager over there is a part of the local team directing this $8.1 million makeover. So
I don't want to make over too much because the spookiness adds to it.
That's the thing. You kind of want to maintain some of that original flavor, and maybe they will. I mean,
I imagine most of this is going to be focused on that specific main hall. Because when you get to there's so many. We went on that tour, and there's so many different rooms and stages and stuff.
Well, down below where the Masons used to sacrifice. I don't know what they did there, but
summon.
There was like an old natatorium down there. It was like a big, huge thing. We went to go see Electric Six in that side room some months ago. But again, this is an entire building that doesn't have an HVAC system. So that's probably
that'd be cool to have.
Yeah, that's probably the bulk of your cost right there.
Yeah.
If you have to.
How do they do shows in the summer then?
It's just hot as balls.
Yeah, it's really hot. Yeah.
Wow.
So if you have a 225,000 square feet space that doesn't have an HVAC system, yeah, that's a lot to do. But they're going to repaint and refurnish the green rooms in the main hall. They're going to put in a new sound system.
I wonder what they're doing with that old creepy furniture.
Go buy it. Do your whole apartment in old creepy Masonic.
I would take it for free. I don't.
No, you have to buy it.
I don't want to buy it.
It costs the price of a ghost.
How much is one ghost?
Lifetime.
But I mean, I like these old. You know, they redid the Agora 5 years ago. I mean, Agora looks awesome. Mayhall says they're gonna do this venue. Who knows?
Yeah, what are they calling it? The Roxy.
The Roxy. Yeah.
Roxy.
So who knows? Poundcake's got that Studio 117 out by him. You know, it's the best antidote to getting a lot more kind of touring acts coming through are kind of medium to large-ish size venues.
I will say, my one gripe is like whenever I go, I want to go to the what is it? The symposium. I think that's what took place where that boat was there. What did they used to be? The Fantasy?
The Fantasy had the boat. Yeah.
I have yet to be inside the boat. Like I have not.
I don't think you can go inside the boat.
No, I'm not inside the boat, but like a place where the boat is. Like I don't think
you
it's
have been to the
yet.
Fantasy. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never been to the Fantasy, and then I think that part of the symposium is closed. Like, or whenever they're doing shows, I'm just never there.
Yeah. Well, the Symposium and the Fantasy are different venues. They're like one building, but Symposium's downstairs, Fantasy's upstairs. And I've been to the Fantasy a billion times.
I've only been there once.
I've only been there once, too.
Went to a lot of, not comedy shows, rock shows back in like the late 90s, early 2000s. A lot of crappy punk bands.
Is there significant?
You fell in love with a girl at the rock show, if memory serves.
I fall in love with a girl at every show.
Bill Squire. He's out there, ladies. What, Cody?
Is there a significance to that boat
Pirate
inside
ship?
of there? Yeah.
They just were like, let's put a pirate ship.
Yeah, I think that's as much thought as went into
It's like
it.
an old Banana Joe's location.
Because now it's like a novelty, so they didn't tear it down. So I'm like, I might as well see the pirate ship.
Alan, I think you all are missing the obvious when it comes to Poundcake and the Sports Talk Award. The other guys are going to divide up the vote like the other Republicans did in 2016, paving the way for Trump. Obviously, with Poundcake being a Trump guy, he could easily win under those circumstances, and I can see him bringing a similar level of humility once he does.
Well, who's doing the raping?
I said that yesterday. I said the other guys are going to split the vote. This is the surest path to victory for Poundcake. That's exactly what I said yesterday. The other guys are going to split the vote. And Poundcake is going to be crowned best sports talker. Now, again, this is, in your mind, you'd be crowned, right?
Mm-hmm.
The figurative crown.
I get the pageant, the sash, the crown.
This is why I think that if you win and you go to that party, you should show up. I'll give you my Captain Fun cape.
I need my mink.
You should have a mink stole. You should have a scepter.
Oh, I was
Come as a wish a bitch would.
No, I wasn't gonna say a scepter. I was gonna say the things that the cigarette extender. I don't even smoke, but like what Cruella DeVille used to have. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I have one of those walk in. No smoking in here, so I won.
You want like the big long cigarette holder.
Did you see how he just changed that from best sports talker to sports broadcaster of the year?
Of the millennium.
Call it whatever you want, homie.
We love it.
Just because they call it best sports talker.
Big puff of smoke in your face. Excuse me.
You know, that Madonna show was supposed to be tonight at the Romo Fijo before she canceled her tour.
Because she got chronic diarrhea?
Chronic diarrhea.
Is that what happened?
Yup. She was shucking between fits. No, that was for all those people that bought that, Madonna's whatever it's called, Human Nature Tour or whatever. That was supposed to be tonight, August 2nd, the Romo Fijo. And then she got sick, and she canceled all the U.S. dates. So I imagine you're hanging on to those tickets if you were going. She said, I'm going to just do the European dates first in October. But I imagine there's all kinds of people who made big plans
Yeah.
a couple of months ago to go see Madge tonight in all her glory. And if you don't think she was going to come out in a stole and a scepter, and she probably wasn't, right?
She'd probably do big old
She's probably going to
things.
come out, yeah, but not stolen scepter. She'd
Um,
probably come out with some,
I wish she'd steal someone's
PVC
scepter.
harness or. Ah, boy. Poundcake should do the full Freddie Mercury. Yeah, like the tank top, the super tight white leggings, like Freddie Mercury Live Aid is what you should do,
Grow a
right?
mustache.
Uh-huh. How long would it take you to grow a mustache?
I grow a pretty big mustache, a long one too. Not that
Do it.
long.
It doesn't have to be long. It just has to be.
You could do it by September.
Yeah, it's real irritating though.
Do it for the look, bro.
Yeah, for the look.
Yeah,
I've got this sweet-ass Evil Knievel jumpsuit I'm waiting to break out. I was going to wear it to the giving away our Harley, and then I was going to wear it to Buzzard Fest, but it's going to be so friggin' hot. Like, I can't do it
So
there.
that's the thing. Like it can grow. My mustache can grow like thick in like a week, and then it just grows out. Like it goes out and then it curls.
See, look at this Freddie Mercury picture I'm going to show you in the live stream. This is what you should... Him from Live Aid, right?
That's how
what
I
you should-
walk
with
in.
like white carpenter legging, those white leggings and a white tank top.
Where is the victor's corner? Is there special seating?
Was that his British accent?
This is
I
Freddie
don't
Mercury.
know what type. That was my bougie accent. I don't even know if that
No.
was
It's
like,
Freddie Mercury.
I don't think. Yeah.
Well, he's best sport. He's potentially best sports talker, not best accent talker. Are you ready, Poundcake? No pressure, but you just have to make this for the people who have heard about the nomination and now want to know whence it came.
Sure.
No pressure, but you've got to make this the greatest sports break of all time.
I'll do my best.
Play ball!
This is a Poundcake Sports Break.
In the headlines today, if you can't bet on your own team, who can you bet on? Iowa State quarterback Hunter Deckers is in hot water with the NCAA for betting on multiple teams back in 2021 when he wasn't old enough to gamble. He used the DraftKings app to make 350 bets for various Iowa sporting events, totaling over $2,800, including a game that Hunter wasn't even playing in. He was benched. But that particular game, though, Hunter's team, the Cyclones, happened to win. So isn't that showing good judgment? At any rate, someone snitched on him and now he's in trouble. He apparently broke a couple rules with the NCAA and now he's facing a ban. Haters. Weren't people pissed back in the day because players weren't making money off of their jerseys and now they can? And now you can't even bet on your own squad. So what is the world coming to? But tough luck, Hunter. Also, Steph Curry spitting bars? Well, kinda. Curry appeared to be in Toby Wigwee's new video, Lil Fish, Big Pond. In the video, you can see Curry spitting some pretty hard lyrics, and I believe we have a clip.
Bad, look like the little fish in the big pond. Make the big splash and got the big bag. Oh, my, look how things have changed. They know I'm the one. Daddy taught me how to flip my wrist.
See, and one of the lyrics that stands out to me is when he said, Daddy taught me how to flick my wrist. Oh, Steph, I know you have a huge ego and all, but that doesn't make you unique. I learned how to flick my wrist all by myself. No daddy needed. The song is on the soundtrack for Steph Curry's new documentary titled Steph Curry Underrated. So if you're, if you want to, check it out. And lastly, another player is spilling the beans in a documentary, Johnny Manziel. The documentary is called Untold. What is it with the titles anyways? And Johnny was on a podcast speaking about his time in Cleveland, saying how he wasted everyone's time. Well, we're glad you...
Looking back on it now, I would say I absolutely 100% lost their respect. Why wouldn't you? If I was one of them looking back at what I was doing and your decisions that you make off the field impact if I put food on mine, yeah, I'd feel some type of way, 100%.
Well, we're glad you finally admitted it. So he's also opening a bar in his home state of Texas called Johnny Manziel's Money Bar. Excuse me, Johnny, if you were so sorry, when you open the bar here in Cleveland, because damn it, we want our money back, jackass. And that, ladies and gentlemen, concludes this Poundcake Sports Break.
Play ball!
This is a Poundcake Sports Break.
Wow, he's a jackass.
Yeah, jackass.
Johnny Manziel. Yeah, I don't get that guy. I don't know what's up. When you flame out, what A, why are people still talking to you?
Because
B,
there's a documentary being made.
And
I
he has
just
a
saw
very
that.
he has a very rich family, and he's interesting. Who else can go on a $5 million bender and still like be okay?
But he didn't consume all $5 million.
and
That's
what
what
is he
spent.
doing?
Cocaine, bottle service,
But like
fancy
he's
hotels.
not dead and he's not broke, so that's interesting to me.
Why is he not broke?
Because he comes from his family.
Okay, so it's not from football.
His family's got money. Yeah,
Okay. Was his dad in oil or
I
something?
think he's an oil kid. Yeah.
Doesn't say anything about
Vote
his,
for Poundcake anyway.
but doesn't say, I'm looking for something on his parents. And early life just gives his parents names.
I'm pretty sure they have like some type of oil business.
I mean, you're probably right because otherwise, I don't know how this guy is like. What he plays for that fan football league now, right?
Yeah, and I think that's already defunct.
I was
right?
gonna say like that's not a thing anymore. So he's opening a bar. Gee, that's a sure way to make money. Open a bar.
Lovely name though. I don't know if he had the right PR people for that. Johnny
The Money
Manziel's-
Bar. Well, what? Because he made the dumb finger thumb note thing? That was his
That's
move?
signature.
Well,
That
he
was his
Money
signature?
Manziel. Like
Yeah.
that's what they used to call him. But
Oh,
But
they call
why
him
did they
Johnny
ca-
Football?
Johnny Football.
Oh,
We
okay.
used to have him on the show.
again, I'm the best.
Alan?
Alan? I used to love when Johnny Manziel would call the show. We don't ever hear from him anymore.
Well, maybe he'll call again now that there's this documentary coming out.
I
That'd be
mean, can you
great.
understand why I'm a little butthurt about it? We don't have. When Johnny Manziel needed me, he was calling all the time. And now, just cast aside.
They didn't call you to partake in the documentary.
No. Well, maybe. I picked up the phone and they were, Alan? But I didn't know who it was. I just thought it was a prank, so I hung up.
You
So
signed
maybe,
an NDA. You didn't want to.
maybe
break
they
that.
did. I didn't sign an NDA. Okay, so he's opening a bar. All right. I mean, but again, if you were like a massive flameout in professional sports, like, who cares? I guess if you're a Texas guy and it's opening near the school you went to,
Yeah, he's still got a lot of goodwill with that school.
understood. But like, why would you can't go skiing backwards. Like, I don't know, man.
I mean,
If you have
Sports
family,
fans are like that.
you don't
I
have
guess-
to be an athlete. You could be. I think he's a celebrity before he's an athlete. Like people know him from his name, not because he's the greatest football player.
well, nobody. No, that's my point, though. I mean, if he had really like hunkered down, he probably could have done something in pro sports. He might not have been the greatest
but he
ever,
didn't
but
have to. He was infamous.
what is it? What do you mean by that?
He had the reputation as the party guy. There's certain players,
Right,
like,
but when you want to be a professional
Yeah, but people want him to be a good
athlete,
football player first.
right? You're the number one dude that gets put on a team, and you pull out. Right, he was number one in the draft, right? First overall.
No, he wasn't first overall. He was like 20th overall.
Okay, well, anyway, so but a lot of hype around him, and listen, you're not alone in the history of flameouts, but still, like, I don't understand this. I don't know. I guess you didn't want to play football that badly because you would have really hunkered down. And whatever natural ability, I guess, he got every last bit of, blood out of that rock. But then like, I'm going to open a bar
22nd
in the town
overall.
I went to college in. What?
22nd overall.
22nd overall. Okay.
Baker
Well,
was-
anywho, I
it's,
think, what?
I'm just looking at his parents' net worth. I just happened to Google. $50 million. It says his parents, Paul and Michelle, are oil tycoons and former business people. They have a net worth of $50 million.
Well, and he probably got it from his daddy.
And they met while they were working as bartenders.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's why he's opened up the bar too.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go. Manziel's great-grandfather was a boxer born in Lebanon. Moved to East Texas to try his luck in the oil fields. And then they struck oil, I guess. All right, well, there
Yeah,
you
it
go.
worked.
It worked. Hey,
There's money in oil?
Mary.
There used to be.
Oh.
I mean, there still is, but there used to be too.
It
Yeah.
used to be two things can be true.
Mm-hmm.
But $50 million.
Mm-hmm. But also, like to say, like, oh, he didn't care about football because he already had money. I guarantee you, he's not the only professional football player to ever come from money,
I know.
who have been much more successful. So, I mean, he just didn't have the drive. There's a lot of people who come from money who still have a drive to excel, to succeed in whatever they do, right? You don't have to be dirt poor. I mean, that makes for a more poignant story. He came from nothing, and look at him now. There are plenty of rich kids who get out there and try to kick ass at whatever they're doing. I mean, they've got the wind at their back, sure. I mean, they're not, if they don't make it, they're not screwed.
Oh, there's so many people like that in comedy.
Yeah.
That they were able to go.
A lot of them. Most
Yeah.
of them.
Yeah, most people at the top had a lot of help from their parents where they could move to New York or LA and just focus on comedy.
Now
'cause
they have
they
to
have to
pay
work.
rent.
Yeah, which
or
is
anything.
great. I mean,
Right,
listen,
like
man,
that.
you don't pick who you're born to. I mean, that's great. You can focus. It's the people who are just tourists that people have a problem with, right? If you're just dicking around with comedy and you don't care because you don't need it. First of all, nobody's getting into comedy for the money. So it's not like they go, well, I grew up poor and now I'm going to become a stand-up.
No, but it frees up a lot of stress and time in your life
Absolutely.
if you don't have to have a job.
But that's true of any endeavor.
Sure.
If you can be creatively freed monetarily, that's a huge deal no matter what you're doing. If you want to work construction and your parents are rich, you're like, well, I don't have to, I can do whatever I want to do. You follow your bliss, Like my friends that were taking like gap years after high school. Like, okay, I got to go to college, man. I got to work. But, it's not your fault who you're born to. But, no.
Yeah, just
I hate to see.
talk about the Nepo babies.
I hate to see wasted potential in anyone.